There's just so much noise on Twitter, on YouTube, just everywhere from traders to the left and to the right. Even news articles saying like Bitcoin is going to 100k, 200k, 2 million, whatever. In order to see what Bitcoin is actually doing and why it is different this time, we're going to take a step back and look at the global market. It's pretty straightforward, but I'm just going to take you through my thinking process here, and so you can see exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing. And why, for example, I've not, gone all into Bitcoin. It's funny. Before I get into the juicy details, I just want to let you guys know that this is not financial advice. I am not your financial advisor. This is just my own thoughts and opinions about the market and what I'm doing personally. It's not here to say what anyone else should do. Okay, now let's get to the point. You guys know CTO Lawson on YouTube. He's really great. He's really fantastic. He knows way more than me. And I actually bought his Lawson line. Reason being is because I love it as an indicator, and the money wasn't really an issue. I just thought I'd buy it because I like to have it, and so I want to show you something very interesting here and the reason for why it actually is different this time with Bitcoin. There's a lot going on in the world, but first I want to show you guys the basics so we can kind of go from there into what's going on in the world and why we expect a lot of volatility, and the price is not as guaranteed as you might think, and it's the main reason why I'm not just buying a bunch of Bitcoin right now. Because if we look at Lawson line, it basically says if it's in yellow, it just means that we're in an uptrend. So here, uptrend, it means that if we bought Bitcoin back here, we should be in positive, and we actually are. If we bought it here at 21k, we are now sitting at 24k, so that's, quite an increase, probably over 10%. But we need to take in mind the entire world situation, because if we look at the S&P 500, this is the first time since 2008, the housing crash of 2008, that we are in a weekly downtrend on S&P 500. If we look at it here, we've been in a downtrend actually since the 12th of September 2022, and it has not changed. We just hit the ceiling right here at 4200 and went even lower, and you know how the entire world economy is kind of falling apart right now, banks going bankrupt and so on. It's actually pretty scary, and honestly, you guys should probably be a little bit worried. I am a little bit worried, and that's okay. But we gotta take all of that into consideration when thinking about Bitcoin. Yes, Bitcoin is in an uptrend, but if the entire world market continues to go down, you might think that, oh shit, that is gonna pull down Bitcoin. But we actually gotta not just think one step ahead, we gotta think 2 or 3 steps ahead. So first, what happens if the market crashes? If the market crashes, it's gonna pull down Bitcoin. But what happens if the market crashes so bad that people get scared of banks? We get bank runs. We're actually kind of seeing that right now. We have bank runs and banks going bankrupt. What happens then? Well, then people might actually flee from banks to crypto. So then we're gonna have insane volatility of people going from crypto. They get scared. Market crashes. They sell their crypto to go to banks that are safer, and then banks crash and they head back to crypto, and we're gonna have this insane pump and dump volatility if it becomes really bad. Let's say I go ahead and buy Bitcoin right now, and then it dumps because the entire market continues to tank. Then I'm gonna get scared. I might even sell, I could try and hold it out, but we don't know what will happen. If we look at the numbers of top projects like Tether, USDC, and so on, USDC was actually a bit shaky due to the bankruptcy of a bank. A lot of projects here in the top, they cross-invest into other projects and so on. If it all starts to collapse, they could start pulling each other down. If Tether had to dump BTC, maybe they dump BTC all the way down to 10k. We get a chain reaction. We have bankruptcies anywhere else, like we have companies holding assets in Bitcoin, Ethereum. We could have a giant chain reaction. If you bought now at 24k and it dips down to 10k, 5k, so on, you would be pretty damn sweaty. You might even sell. And the funny thing is, probably not that funny when you're actually doing it or in the middle of it, but if it dips down to 5k, there's going to be intense buying pressure there as well. So the second that the market flips on you and decides that, shit, the banks are not that safe either, let's head over to crypto, it's gonna pump so fast that you will not be able to catch it. So imagine this is assumed inversion right here. You buy up here, expect it to pump, it slowly dumps, and then a sudden quick dump down to 5K. Everyone realizes like, holy shit, crypto is cheap, crypto is safe, well, safe compared to banks, and then everyone starts buying. And in just, during the time that you could be asleep, it just pumps back through everything, and before you even wake up, it's back at where you were holding or even in a profit. It's that fast. There's a lot of leverage in the market right now, something that's actually not good for crypto long term, but it's just something that happens when as soon as humanity is involved. I guess it's something to do with greed, but as soon as this happens, as soon as we get leverage in the market, we can see wild moves really fast. I mean, just look at this. Every bar here is 1 day. It kind of builds up. Actually, we can see from here, it's kind of like an uptrend that started. It tried to break through, it didn't make it, fell back down, and then it slowly went up, and then it broke through and just skyrocketed up to the next level, and then just one more time shot through, dipped back down and did it one more time. It can be really fast. To try and time that, pretty much impossible. Even dollar cost average, the thing that everyone talked about in the previous bull run, every influencer out there was just sitting there like, oh, you can just dollar cost average into any project and it'll go up over time and you'll make it. Actually, if you look at the numbers, most altcoins from previous bull runs just disappeared during the bear market. They dip, die out. The tech is still there, but it's being replaced by new tech or it's being replaced by new hype. So it's pretty hype driven, and it also means that you cannot just, I usually say this here with crypto, if it's a really volatile asset, you are there for the uptrend, but you also want to be as little in the market as possible. You get in, you get out just as fast, you get your money out, you take your profits. So sitting in a high risk market for a long period of time, for every day that you're in a high risk market, it means that you're exposed to the high risk. So being outside of the market is actually a pretty damn good strategy. And when you see a clear uptrend, you can ride that along. Looking at other tech stocks, looking at other cryptocurrencies, we can really see that happening. Let's find a great example here. If we do Solana, yes, here's a great example. This could be, or well, it actually is. This is the bull run. You rode it all the way up here. You made 20x, 10x, 50x, however much you made, a lot of money. Then you thought like, hey, I don't know where it's gonna go. I'm gonna dollar cost average. Maybe you even take profits up here. You start dollar cost averaging. It goes down. It goes down. Maybe you're tempted to buy here. It's a fake out. It keeps going down. You keep on dollar cost averaging. You never knew it was going to go down to $12, $20 when it was all the way up here at 200. And that's just what happens. Imagine if we hit a 2-year or 3-year long bear market now. Where do you actually think Solana is going to go? $5? $10? We actually don't know. The thing is, when you don't get new customers in, it's just people trading with each other in one space. And it's not that exciting. We can see that with the price of Bitcoin. It's going up and down just a few percentages over time. It's not that exciting. Why do I think we could get a bear market that long? If we look at Bitcoin before, let's head back to Bitcoin here and have a look at the time frames here of the actual bear markets. So assuming here, we got 2019. Yes, this is the perfect one. We got the 2017, 2018 bull market. It just started back in 2016 and it just went up. I mean, we have had some other action back here as well before, but pretty much just from 2017 and on, it's just straight up. From the peak, I'd like to go from the peak because that's kind of when the downtrend starts. December, basically the beginning of 2018, we just have a downtrend. It doesn't start to go up until 2019. It's in the middle of 2019 even. We're looking at 1.5 years, and then we have another bull run, starts to go down, and then the actual uptrend just starts in 2020, goes all the way up here, and you can see it's not the same. It looks very different. So let's say from the downtrend of 2021, we hit, it should be 1.5 years or something if we compare it to previous bull runs and bear markets. From the end of 2021, we have 2022, and we should be in the middle of 2023 when the new bull run starts to happen. And actually, it should be probably right about here. So the new bull run should start right around here, but we actually have an uptrend already. It seems like the bull runs and bear markets, they sort of speed up and go even faster. So it would actually make sense that we have one right here. But as I said before, this is the first time that we are in a world economy downtrend. So it's gonna look a little bit different. It could mean that from here, we might not even reach back to the previous all-time high, or we're just gonna blow past it because we have so much more inflation compared to before. All of the uptrend in the world economy was kind of supported by money printing, something that probably can't go on and continue happening. We would have massive inflation if that happens. And if it does happen, well, of course it's gonna pump Bitcoin, but everything is gonna become stupid expensive as well. So in the end, it's just going to be a lose-lose situation. So what do you actually do then? Either you find a niche market where you can trade, or you try to provide value in some other way, build a company or anything like that. The truth sucks when you realize the time for fast money is not right now. The time for fast money is when the entire world economy is in a bull run and everyone is just buying and pumping everything. That's not happening right now. So what am I doing personally? I'm just sitting back, relaxing, waiting. Of course, I could be part of this, putting money in. I have some money, but it's in projects that no matter what happens here, I mean, if it goes to 10K, that's gonna crash as well. I have some exposure to crypto, but even if Bitcoin goes down to 15K, those other projects that I have, they are higher risk in other areas, but most likely they will still make me profits. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm finding niche projects that can still pump throughout the bear market. And what do they have in common with the thing I said before about providing value? It's that these projects also provide real value to the crypto space. So that is the big difference. Hopefully this makes a lot of sense. I just wanted to share my own personal opinion on this. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you for watching, good luck in this market, and I'll see you next time.